hello, guys. Please tell me your name and a little bit about your brand.
I'm Nick, and this is my wife Jess, and we have a brand called Braek. We're selling gym towels.
What were you guys kind of doing before you started your e-commerce journey?
So we're both working 9 to 5. I've been a tradesman and just trying to get out. So I've been on the tools and things like that. So yeah, just really wanting to move away from that. Body doesn't like it anymore. Jess travels a lot around the countryside, so she's pretty much away every week. And we're just trying to create that type of business where we can work from anywhere in the world.
I know a lot of people come in and they're usually still working in their 9 to 5 and full time. How do you find the time to do your e-commerce business on the side? Because I know it can be challenging. So yeah, how have you found that?
It has been challenging and I haven't had a lot of sleep, but it's going to be worth it in the end. So I wake up early and I do work early before I start my 9 to 5. And then I come home and I work the whole time till late. If I'm on social media, I am always scrolling and actually still working. I'm not actually just doom scrolling. That's how we've been doing it.
And how do you guys find it doing it together? Do you think that it's helped?
So we try and separate. So Jess sort of looks after a lot of the creative type of stuff, and I do all the sort of the stuff in the background, running the business, looking after all the books and all that type of stuff, budgets and working out how we can scale and where we can go from there. So yeah.
And how long have you guys been running this business and where has it kind of got to with your numbers?
So we started back in last year at Black Friday. We took off quite well. We were quite surprised, and we then had a pretty good month through Christmas. We're sort of just been growing it month by month right up now until March. So we're going quite well. We're sitting on about 40K a month at the moment. So yeah, very happy.
And you said gym towels. So, I mean, when I first think about gym towels, I'm like, there's so many out there and it feels like it's a saturated market in a way. What kind of made your product different?
There are a couple of towels that are similar to ours, but what makes our towel pretty much stand out is where our towel's infused with silver ion infusion. So what that does, it stops all the bacteria and stuff breeding in the towel. So it stays fresher and cleaner for longer. So you don't get that smelly gym towel in the old gym bag. Also has a magnet so you can hang it up on all your equipment and things like that. So you don't actually have to put it on the floor. Also has a separate face towel. So you're not sort of wiping your sweat with everybody else's butt sweat pretty much.
And we were discussing before because you guys film a lot of the content. I mean, Jess, you were saying you don't like filming content and I get it, but it's worked so well. So what's kind of made you overcome that and be like, I want to film this?
Because I know I'm going to get something out of it at the end. I know that Meta is going to make up its mind as to if it likes it or not and whether it's going to spend the money on your ad or not. So I've just have been feeding the machine with everything that I possibly can because I know that even if one ad's not working, it will be seen by someone and it might be recognized in another ad, for example. So I'm just feeding the machine and letting AI Meta do its thing to get the return on investment, which is working out really well so far.
I think that's also why you guys are doing so well, because I know even Hammond's always like to me, look at the content they're doing. You should be doing this content. And I'm like, you guys are upping me with the content, but I like it. I think it's inspiring. If you were to say, there's a lot of people that are kind of probably watching this and being like, yeah, but it's easy for you. It's easy. You might have had the experience or you're lucky. It's going to be hard for me. Did you guys have any e-commerce experience?
No e-commerce experience. I didn't even have social media. I had to install it last year.
What?
Yeah.
So you've never had social media?
I've had social media, but I had 2 years of not having it on my phone or installed or anything. So I would maybe go on once every couple of months. So yeah, so having that on my phone, you can see how much of a distraction it is. I have been in sales for 20 years and I thought, oh, maybe that's going to help. It doesn't. It's completely different world on the e-commerce market, but having the eCom capital framework to follow has just been so good. I'm very much, I'll look at something and I'll just tell me what I need to do and I'll do it. And I'm very impatient, so I'll do it pretty quickly and then move on to the next thing. Even if it's not perfect, I'm going to make sure that I'm like, yep, cool, hit that. I'll go to the next one and then I can always refine later. But yeah, I thought sales was going to help and it has not.
Yeah, it's a different world. It is. And I love what you said. It's like done is better than perfect and just get the thing out there. I think what I've always found is it's not what I like, it's what my customer likes. So it's like that detachment in a way. And what would you say coming into eCom Capital, what's been the biggest, I guess, thing that you've learned?
The first events that we got was done not perfect because I'm a bit of a perfectionist. I got a bit of an eye for detail. So I like everything to be perfect and I don't like to put anything out if it's not perfect. So just really taking that on board last year has really helped us.
What would you say to someone that's maybe thinking about starting, they're sitting on the fence for a long time? What would you say to them?
Just get in and do it. You know, if you really want it, you'll go and chase it. There's no point sitting on the fence and just umming and ahhing. It's never going to get you anywhere. So the earlier you get in, the earlier you're going to get there.
I was just going to say, you have to make sure you know your why. You have to know why you're doing it and what's driving you to do it. Otherwise, you're just not going to get anywhere with it.
It's interesting. I would say, yes, you're working a lot more now than you ever have, but is it as hard as you expected? Like now that you're doing 40,000 a month, is it as hard as you would have thought, hey, what does it take to make 40,000 a month?
I would say, because we only started in June last year, so it hasn't even been a year yet. I would say probably the first like 3 to 5 months, it was really hard because you're learning everything, you're setting everything up, you're trying to understand everything that's going on and how it all works. And it's a new language that you're learning as well. But now that you know what is expected and what you need to do to be able to keep your business going and driving it, then you can just work on that and then refine, as I said before. If you know what you need to do, it's not going to take as much time.
I think anything at the beginning is hard, even starting a new job.
100%.
It's honestly, you're just learning and then you're like, okay, now I'm speaking this different language and it's not as difficult as I thought it would be, especially with the numbers. I think that like when you think about earning 40,000 a month with your job, how much of work would you have to do?
There's like in the industry that I work in, the travel industry. So travel agents are always like deer in headlights when they start. But I always say to the new people, you have to get to the 6-month mark, because once you've got to the 6-month mark, there's a little light bulb that goes off above your head that you don't even know is there. When that happens, you start to know what the language is. You start to know where to find information. You start to be able to put that creative hat on and just keep going. So yeah.